Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Journey to Happiness. I'm about to do another unpopular opinion video or random opinion video. I got Bullet with me here. So like always, if you don't like if you don't, whether you agree or disagree with my opinions, that's perfectly fine. Still feel free to comment below as long as you keep it respectful. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. So the first one I have is, I think that colorism is almost just as bad as racism. If you don't know what colorism is, I'm sure most of you have heard of it by now. It's basically when people of a certain skin tone are discriminated against, or like they're picked on. They don't get the same opportunities as someone versus someone with a different kind of skin tone, based solely on their skin tone alone, and that's it. I think colorism is just as bad because, when you think about it, most of the time colorism happens within your community. For example, my people, I'm just going to keep it real. It's not a secret that if you are a lighter complexion in my community, you you get better treatment overall. I'm not saying it's like that for everybody, but for in general, lighter skin is preferred in my community by the men in my community. And if you're a lighter skin, you can get away with more. You just look at music, look at the people that are in my community overall that are on top, they have been able to make it to the top. A lot of, as far as women, they can say more, they can, call somebody roaches, but still be considered one of the top dogs as far as music in my community. A lot of people in my community, the men, they prefer women of a lighter complexion, which that's perfectly fine. You have a right to your type, but lots of times the men in my community, they just put down women that are of a darker complexion. It's one thing to have a preference, like you could say, oh, I like light-skinned women, that's just what I'm attracted to, right? That's perfectly fine. But it gets like, it takes it to another level when they're like, you blank, I can't say certain stuff on here. When you are making fun of another woman that's not your preference, you are dogging her out, just calling her all kinds of names and stuff simply because of her skin tone. And that's just wrong. That's pretty much the same thing as the palm people community. I hate there's certain stuff I can't say on here that I have to code. It's ridiculous. But certain people in the palm colored community, right? Damn, what was I saying? I forgot what I was about to say, y'all. Hold on. Oh, that's the same thing. Like them saying, oh, they don't like us. Some of them don't like us because simply because of our skin color. That's almost the same thing. So that's why I feel like colorism is just as bad as racism. It's just as bad. It's not worse because it's coming from people in your own community. At least racism, which is horrible too, but racism is coming from some people who are not in your community. But colorism is coming, lots of times, it's coming from the people, especially in my community, it's coming from the men the men that are in my community. So I think that's actually kind of worse when you think about it, yeah. So colorism is just as bad as racism. Let's see. I think it's kind of silly when people keep talking about zodiac signs, like, oh, you're a Gemini, so you must be this way, or you're an Aries, so you must be this way. You're a Cancer sign, so I know you crazy. Or I think that's just the stupidest thing. Like, to categorize somebody based on their zodiac sign. I think everybody is an individual. It doesn't matter what month you were born. You might have a Gemini that is, I know, matter of fact, I know somebody that's a Gemini, which just like me, they're a Gemini, and they're very outgoing. They're very social. They're like the opposite of me. And y'all know how I am. I'm not outgoing, like not with everybody anyway. So I think it's silly when people say, "Oh, when people judge you based on your zodiac sign." That's just the stupidest thing. Like saying like, "Oh, all Geminis are like this," or "All Cancers are like this." That's so dumb. The third opinion I have is Jackie. I don't even know her last name. Oh my god, that's how you know I don't really watch her. But Jackie had a right to block that girl. So if y'all don't know, there is a big social media influencer. I should have looked up her last name. That's how you know I don't really follow her. But I do feel like she had a right to block that girl. So basically, Jackie is a very, very, very huge social media influence on her. I mean, on here. She's been doing social media for years, right? Like, she's one of the top people. Like, social media is what she does for a living, and she has become rich off of it, right? So apparently on TikTok, Jackie does not like for her supporters, her fans, or anybody to call her auntie. I don't even know how old Jackie is. I would say probably she's in her like mid-30s, maybe. I don't know. And there was a TikToker that called her auntie in the comments, even after she had said, like, you know, I don't like being called auntie, just don't call me that. So Jackie, allegedly she blocked the TikToker, right? And the TikToker made a video about how Jackie blocked me and this and that. And I feel like Jackie had every right to block that girl. If she politely said, "Do not call me auntie, I don't like being called that," and then you turn around and call her auntie, what do you think? What are you mad for? She was right to block you. You know, you need to learn how to respect people's boundaries. That was a boundary that Jackie had. She doesn't want to be called auntie, which she has every right. And you decided to do that anyway, so she blocked you, and now you're crying about it. So you need to learn how to respect people's boundaries, and you wouldn't have got blocked. One example is, I remember me and a friend had went to Charlotte, right? And I got out the car real quick to go in the store, and he stayed in the car. He's a smoker. I'm not a smoker. Y'all already know I hate being around cigarette smoke. And he knows I do not allow smoking in my car. So, I came back out the store. You know, he was smoking in my car, y'all. He had the door open, but he was still smoking in my car. And I was so mad because for people that don't smoke, the cigarette smell is stronger, and I don't want no cigarette smell in my car. So I decided, look, I ain't giving you no ride anywhere else. No, because I don't smoke, and I don't allow smoking in my car. It wasn't raining or anything. He could have just got out the car and smoked outside if he wanted a cigarette that bad, but nope. After I told you I don't want smoking in my car, and you still, like, really? So no, you not getting in my car no more. Sorry, don't ask me for a ride again. How hard was it to not smoke in my car? Just go out, close the door, and sit on the sidewalk or something if you got to have the cigarette that bad and smoke. Like, and that's how you, off topic, that's how you know how, like, addiction is so powerful. Because this particular friend, this happened a few years ago. He's broke. Like, broke. He don't never have no money. He's just a friend. But this dude don't never got no money. But he finds a way to buy cigarettes. So he like smoke a pack a day. But anyway. But to me, that shows how powerful, like, the addiction of cigarettes is. Like, you spending your last to get these dang cigarettes. Not food, it's something you need. Not water, you know, something that you need. But cigarettes. So, yeah. So, you know, if somebody sets a boundary that's reasonable, you know, and you overcross that boundary, you can't be mad at how they respond. Whether they decide to block you, to not give you no more rides in their car, to not give you no more favors, to cut you off, you can't be mad at them for overstepping something that you knew was a boundary. It'd be different if he didn't know that I hated cigarette smoke. He didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? That'd be different. But he knew I don't allow smoking in my car. He knew that. So, the next opinion I have is love is not enough. Love is not enough to have a strong, successful relationship. I say that because I do believe that you can't help who you love. I do believe that much. You cannot help who you fall in love with. Like, the heart wants what the heart wants. That's why you see people doing stupid shit in a relationship. You know, you out on the outside looking in, you know, you see this man treating this girl so bad, and you're like, girl, why are you with him? Why don't you just break up with him? Like, what is wrong with you, right? But we don't feel how this person feels. That's love right there. The reason that they won't leave is because they're in love. Love is a very powerful thing. When you're in love with somebody, oh my God, that is one of the most powerful things. Like, you will do just about anything for that person, or anything to be with that person. Is a very powerful thing. I mean, in love, right? But it's not enough, because love doesn't pay the bills. You know, they made a song about that. You know, like, that's why I say love is not enough. Because let's say you fall in love with a bum. You know, you fall in love with somebody that is no good. Your love is not enough. You have to bring, when you're dating or when you're in a relationship, you have to bring your logic with you. It's okay to fall in love, but you have to be logical, because that logical part of your brain is going to tell you when it's time to walk away. Being logical is what's going to make it easier for you to walk away from somebody that you're still in love with. Do you know how hard it is? I've had to do that, to leave a relationship that you know is bad for you, but you're still in love with the person. But you have to be logical. You know, that's not an easy thing to do. Like, you're in love with this person. You wish you could be with them, but you know you need to walk away, because just thinking logically, it's not a good thing, you know? So when you fall in love with somebody, you have to take your brain with you. You have to use your heart and your brain. You know, you have to, you know, like, being in love with somebody that doesn't have a job, ain't got nothing going on for themselves. If y'all get a house together, what sense does that make? You know, when it's time to pay your rent, your landlord is not worried about how much y'all love each other. Your landlord just wants they check on time. That's all they worried about. When it's time to pay your bills, you know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. You can't pay bills with love, you know? So that's why I say love is not enough. Anyway, okay, the next opinion I have is about pig feet and chitlins. I've never ate pig feet or chitlins a day in my life, and I never will. I just think it's disgusting. Like, that doesn't sound good. Like, oh, I'm about to eat some pig feet, or I'm about to eat some chitlins. I know a lot of people like them, especially like in my community. My brother, he eats them. My grandma used to eat them, you know, but they smell nasty, and I don't see how people eat that. Like, what's appetizing about pig feet and chitlins? Like, something I would never eat. And my last opinion that I have is, I think the man in the house should have the responsibility of emptying the trash. I feel like if both people are home, now emptying the trash is a man's chore. Like the big trash can that you gotta take outside to the dumpster or whatever. I just feel like that is a man's job. If you have a man in the house, it's their job to empty the trash. Now, let's say, like, if the woman is at home and the man is like at work or is out somewhere and the trash needs to be emptied, I'm not saying like, oh, just don't empty it. The woman should empty the trash then. But I'm saying is, if both of y'all are home and the trash needs to be emptied, I don't know. It's just, I feel like a man should do that. I don't know. How do y'all feel about that? I just think that's a man. Something about emptying the trash. Like, I'm not going to empty the trash when I have a man right here. Like, I don't know. That's just what I think. So those are my opinions. So feel free to comment below, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye.